Hello and welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Wednesday evening and we are playing some Netrunner in the casual lobby. This is a new enough deck that I've been playing. This is the underway renovation mill deck, and it's been doing okay. This is gonna be a rough matchup because if we rush this, we're just gonna get siphoned. Thanks, you too. Oops. Right, we're gonna get siphoned if we play this, and what's the chance they have a siphon in there? They mulligan, so maybe we just go for it. Yeah, let's just go for it. Because at any other point in the game, this gets a lot worse. Because we can't fast advance it really easily. This might be a huge mistake. We are denying a bounce though, so like worst case scenario, they put HQ Temujin on HQ, they siphon, and then they remove two tags. And hey, we beat the Aaron Moran, so that's great. Top card of R&D, no luck there. I think you might want to run HQ first click. You also have to respect. Ooh, this is a gang sign. Okay, so this might be actually a more passive deck. If they don't run inside job, we can probably score behind an archer, which is not something that I entirely. Well, yeah, I guess we want to do that. This turn, I think we draw. That's really good. Jackson Howard is a good counter to gang sign, and I think we want to ice at least on HQ. The problem with Leela is that if we ice HQ and they run R&D and steal an agenda, they'll just bounce ice Q and then they can go straight to siphon down. And I don't want to put the archer in R&D because that's basically for a remote. So it's the best we have right now. And I think we can play restructure while we still have 10 credits. And that's 6 credits for a single card. This runner might be scared and respect things like consulting visit. But there's no reason now too because they have all this money. So maybe the archer in R&D would be good. We wouldn't have rezzed it unless the trash programs. But they would have Temujin archives, which is technically better. Actually, maybe not better. Maybe this is okay. Like if they don't run again, I think that's a mistake. Oh, well they are. Great. Cool. So they have. Oh, one more time. No, that's it. So they have 9 credits. So in theory, we could. Hard hitting news is off. A lot of things are off, but this is really good against Temujin. It's a pretty taxing piece of ice, and they're going to pay 4 for it. They're going to gain 4 and lose 4 on this, so I'm quite okay with that. So let's put that on R&D. We can start scoring probably next turn. This deck probably runs inside jobs, so we probably want another piece of ice in front of this, and we want to play hedge fund just to have more sweet cash. The really annoying things about trying to score 5 threes against Leela is that Leela, she just needs one good axis to bounce this, let alone if you want to install advance this and then score it at the end of your next turn, a card will get bounced and you don't have a credit to react to it, or you don't have a click to react to it. They special order for Mongoose and special order for Corroder, so both of these are like pretty breakable. Mongoose doesn't deal with this one very well, which is pretty good, so I'm hoping they install the Corroder and we hit them with this one. If we also put another sentry in front of this, we're in a good spot. But Mongoose doesn't break this cheaply. It breaks this for 4, which is just as bad as it firing a lot of the times. So we want underway renovation. Oaktown renovation is also really good, so we can set up our new remote for scoring next turn. We want to put this in front of it just so we don't lose the inside job. And the next turn we'll install advance, and then probably advance, score, let Leela bounce, and then react to it. They do have gang sign, but it's only a 1 in 4. And we want to score relatively fast just so cards don't group up in HQ. Running archives. Oh, John Masanori. That's actually probably going to be a liability for them. That might just be a liability. We'll see. Because if they get tagged, we're going to trash their stuff. If we do score Oaktown, oh, this actually trashes a program if they hit it. That's pretty good, but I reckon they put their Corroder down, so let's go for it. John Masanori is also a lot more reliable nowadays, just because if you keep at least one counter on Aaron Moran, he's really good friends with John Masanori, and it'll let you basically recover from one really unfortunate run. That's pretty sweet. Corroder hitting the table, Gordian Blade hitting the table. So if they charge this, things would be really bad because the Archer would fire. So I think next turn they play the Mongoose. Now we drew an agenda, which really sucks, but it's kind of the best we have. That's the thing about gang sign, things can get really bad when we score this. Still think we're going to score this because we'll put this in the server next turn. Just because I assume that we're going to get siphoned next turn. Single axis gets a Lancelot. It's good to know. And they bounce this, so we're just going to put this back on HQ. Chance they have a siphon is relatively high, and I think out of all the cards we have here, preemptive action is probably the worst. Actually, I don't know whether we need this, but that's 4 credits for a card, and we're playing this ability, so I don't want to throw out any transactions. I don't know if that's a right play, but we'll find out. They're drawing manually and keeping power counters on Aaron Moran, so no doubt that they're trying to siphon us at some point. They're running archives? Oh, for John Massanori, I don't think you should do that because now they are weak to consulting visit and to hard-hitting news. And that's not good. With Aaron Moran and same old thing, you can do ridiculous plays of like siphon, same old thing, siphon. Oh no, you'll end up with one tag, so they have to wait for another agenda to be scored. I want to put another piece of ice on HQ. This one's pretty sweet. And then I'm going to install advanced this thing in server 2. There's a chance that they run an R&D and get a single access and bounce something, but they're just not aggressive enough. They just generally don't have enough money, and it might have been better to put this on archives. It really might have been, just because it's going to cost them 4 credits to get a single access here, and then it's not really an economy card, and it's actually going to fire this time around. So they lose 2, and they do trace 2. They don't have link, so it's basically they lose 2. They lose 2 to this trace likely. There's an argument to boost this trace, but they took the tag. I guess they Aaron Moran it, right? If they hit an agenda here, it's really bad because they're going to undo most of our work and basically install a click and a credit, and that's that's just a lot of work. But we're holding out, and that's good because it means if we score this, we're not going to draw another agenda. You might actually want to score this when you have 5 cards in hand, just so you go up to 6. You are going to have to throw something out, but the chance of them gang signing an agenda gets a bit lower. So we're giving them a 2 and 5 instead of a 2 and 6 next turn. Whether we do score this, I think we do score this. Just because we're on game point at that point, and then they have to run a bit more aggressively and a bit more, like, just aggressively, and that generally you don't make, you're forced to make bad decisions. Siffer's on the table. So this deck's not running Parasite, so it's not going to be that bad. They can sit for Archer, which sucks. So they can break it with 2 credits with Mongoose, which is kind of lame. So we'll see how that goes. They're letting this fire again. For real? Why? Okay. And now they have to Aaron Moran away this tag. Oh no, they get 4 back. I don't know why they're doing this. They don't see a new card. Like, this is credit neutral. Not sure what's going on here. Right? They didn't trash anything. That's the same card. And they threw out a paperclip. So they're running paperclip and Croter. That's 5 influence. That's a lot of influence. Gotta get rid of a tag. If they do with Aaron Moran. What? Oh, you have a tag. Oh, no, they just got rid of it. Right, cool. So now they're up at 6 cards. That's kind of sweet, right? In theory, we can stack 2 archers on the server, which is kind of nice, right? Like, that's something. Just because if they mongoose it, the other one will hit. Yeah, we'll get rid of 3 points, but generally if you trash, like, their Gordian Blade, they're in a really bad spot. Not like we have that many in the run code gates, but... So if we over-advance this, they'll bounce one of these pieces of ice, and really none of them are that bad that if they bounce. So I think we're going to go for the over-advance. Right? Do we go for the over-advance? Because what else we do? We put that in the server if they don't steal this, and then we can win next turn. That actually sounds pretty sweet. Because they have to put their mongoose down and run this server, and it's not going to be expensive, but that's something. So they access, they also get more Aaron tokens, so they're going to be drawing out next turn. Access with gang sign, what do they get? They got the archer. Good to know. The fact that they see the archer in HQ actually might work well in our favor, because they think there might not be one on the table. They got to use their Leela ability. Okay, sweet. So they're bouncing the outer piece of HQ ice, which this one is pretty good. I think we're just going to go ahead and put that back. I'm glad we kept the beanstalk. If we preemptive, we put these cards back, which is good, but I don't think the game's going to go that long. This is actually not a rush deck. Like, this is entirely not how this deck is meant to be playing. This deck is meant to be scoring an underway renovation and over-advancing things. Why are they doing this? This is credit neutral. I guess they gain a card. And I guess it's a bit better than credit neutral considering they're using Aaron Moran to get rid of the tag. I just don't think this is worth it. Like, single accesses. They're basically gaining 2 and a card for a click and using one of the Aaron tokens. So maybe that's not that bad. Maybe it isn't. If they got a bounce there, that'd be good. It'd be easier for them to siphon, I guess. But if they're using the Aaron tokens, it's not easier to siphon. Mongoose is on the table, so we're going for it. This one, if they cipher it, like, they might check out after they see this one, right? Because if there's another sentry, they're gonna have a bad day. One sub. So let's see how this goes. I don't know. I think we might have to do double archer. Oh, continue? Right? Like, this is another Galahad. They probably lose the game. So I don't know whether this is worth doing. If we res this, they pay 3, I pay 4. I'm okay with that. Might as well have this ice res. Now the problem is they know what they need to siphon, so next turn they can same old thing siphon. That's not great, considering this doesn't cost a lot to run, and now they know they can Cipher Lancelot. I think Corroder doesn't work as well with Cipher as Paperclip does, because it's already 2 strength. You can take my money. We can always bounce back with this. So they remove a tag, throw out a card. They have to. They threw out another Cipher, and now they will draw and don't have a tag anymore. So in theory, this is exactly what we needed to score, right? So if they siphon us down, we're at 3 credits, and then we can't res. We basically have to res both of these, and that's it's 8 credits, which we don't have. They could inside job the server too, which sucks. So I'm not sure what we want to do here. So we put this in the server, like I'd assume the same old siphon us, but then they actually have to remove 2 tags, so they can't charge the server. But if they charge the server, they break this, and then they break this, and they break this one for 2 credits. So we definitely need 2 sentries, and this one's pretty good. This card's relatively useless. It's like a 1 credit tax, so I think we can just replace it. Um, yeah, I think we can just replace it. There might be a legwork right now. Probably is a legwork. So I don't know whether we want to spend money putting things away. Let's probably just clear our hand and go find some good cards, right? Like if we find an arc lockdown, we can get rid of the siphon, and that's pretty sweet. If we also put this in a remote, there's a chance that they might siphon and charge this remote. But it's not like we're gonna res. So let's just put this in server 2. New remote. I think new remote's better, just so that if they don't trash it, we still have it. And that's really good. They just ran, right? So even if we power shutdown for 2, it's not that sweet, considering that they also have a paperclip in here. So maybe, we should have put that in the remote, right? So there's a chance they didn't run it. Because if we power shutdown for 2, they trash that, and then we don't have a click. Oh, because we have a barrier up, right? So if we didn't have this barrier res, and we didn't res any barriers, we can get the paperclip out of the deck too. Out of the game, sorry. So I think we're just gonna get rid of everything. If they run next turn, we will definitely. That's why you keep the preemptive, right? We will definitely power shutdown, and then based off of what we power shutdown, we'll arc lockdown, or if it's really bad, we'll consult for a preemptive. I think that sounds good. And for that reason, let's get rid of this global food. What's the chance of running Hades Shard? If any criminal would, it would be Leela, but that's most of their money, and I don't care if they get this one. I really don't. Yeah, I don't mind that much. I reckon they're just going to check archives anyways, because they do get a free draw with this. Career Fair Temujin on probably archives or on HQ. Sneak Door Beta. Okay. Alright. Gotta deal with that eventually. So, single access, draw a card, gain 4 credits. It's pretty sweet. They see a consulting visit. Alright, so if we get a barrier here, we're going to lock them out of HQ entirely. Because we're definitely going to power shutdown for 2. If they don't trash this, it's such a safe power shutdown as well. The thing about power shutdown, it's really good against criminal. They're dirty laundering archives probably, so we actually have to use this. Shame. Shame. So let's pull that back. We don't need 2 preemptive, and we probably just want some money. So let's get just that good stuff back. That's some pretty good stuff if you ask me. So let's see. Oh, another Jackson. Excellent. So let's power shutdown for 2. This is super safe. Sneak door's still open, which sucks. Oh, we lost an agenda. Garbage. So we can consult for a lockdown, and then we'll lose that agenda, which isn't too bad, but also we'll have less cards in hand. So if we just install over this, that's fine too. So we could install this. What do we do? Right? What do we do? What do we do? Because they can run through this, break it, and then just pull back their paperclip, but we want to make sure they don't do that. So there's a bit chance we're going to lose 4 points next turn. But if we get out their fractures from the game, that's probably worth it, right? So let us consult for Arc Lockdown. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think they're gonna run archives and probably run HQ. Let's see if we get lucky here. So let's arc lock down. And they probably don't have clone chip or deja vu, so let's get rid of the paperclip. So now they probably don't have a fractor. There's a chance that they have inside job. There's a chance they even run things like a B.A.B.W, which I've actually seen get a bunch more play on competitive tables. But looks like they're just going to sneak door it up. 1 in 4 is okay, right? He says, because if they don't get it, this goes in the server. Next turn we score it. Please don't jinx myself. Did I just jinx myself? No, we're good. That's an archer. You haven't used their cipher once this game. It has changed how we played, just because archer becomes shit. It's pretty shit. So I think all we would do next turn is hope we don't lose on R&D. Oh, we also have to get the Jackson on the table, just right, because if they run archives, they'll bounce an agenda we install in here. Oh, they're gonna break this. I think they cipher this, right? Because that saves them 2 credits. Fire? Oh no, they're not even ciphering it. Well, what are they saving cipher for? Like, you should use cipher. So this is 4 to break. That's a lot. I like this card. I do. It's a taxing piece of ice. It's relatively taxing. Even 3 for for Mimic is pretty good. So next turn, what do? We install this here. We install the agenda in there. We could get siphoned, and we get siphoned. We have 3 credits, which is still enough to run Res Galahad, which is pretty sweet. So I think we can pull this off. Daily cast, that's fine. Okay. Another arc lockdown doesn't matter. Criminal doesn't have recursion anyways, but we could in theory arc lockdown to siphon. But again, if they siphon us, we'll have 3 credits, which is not enough to score, but it's enough to get the Galahad up. So they'll have another siphon in hand likely. Like, they only have 19 cards left in their deck. So I think we put Jackson on the table because if they run archives, things will be bad, and we need to get that into R&D. Then we install this behind it, and we want to make sure we don't lose the inside job. Oh, but if they siphon us, they can inside job the server. But that's pretty unlikely they have all that stuff. So let's get rid of this. Oh, 1 to res, right? Okay. Or 1 for the install cost. So still, if they siphon us, we'll have enough. So that goes into a new remote, and that goes into server 2. And let's see if they siphon us, because if they have siphon and inside job, they're going to get this. There's also a chance that we want to play against Rumor Mill Interdiction by resing Jackson Howard, or even Hades Shard again, but I don't. It seems unlikely. Sneak Door, that's fine. That's basically a wasted click for them. They gain a card, so actually no, it's not that wasted, considering they probably need to draw to find an answer. Running here, if they get an agenda here, it's not good for us. I'm not going to use Jackson Howard to shuffle in non-agenda cards, just because then if they run archives, we're in a bad spot. And if this doesn't work out, they basically have to run archives. Right? Like, it's one of their outs. It's a possible out, considering they haven't checked these cards yet. So let's hope we get lucky here. We're running a lot of agendas. I think we're running 11, which is a bunch more. Fuck. So underway, they're probably going to bounce server 2, installed card, then run HQ with Sneak Door. So we probably have to hold on for 1 more turn. That's kind of unfortunate. I think you Sneak Door here twice. They also got Aaron Moran power counters, so that inside job play, or the accounts I've been playing, got a bit better. Damn it. We got to run all these 1-pointers. It's really bad against Aaron Moran. So let's see how bad things get here. Single access 1 and 3. Temujin contract. Got the arc lockdown again. Okay, I think you do that 1 more time. Yeah. Okay, 1 and 3 again. Temujin contract, what you got? Please. Project Alice. Fuck. Shit. They found it. They found it. Luckily for us, we can draw up with Jackson Howard and hopefully find a good agenda. Or they bounced that. Never mind. I think you want to bounce the ice. Bulwark is really good if we put that in archives and just play slow. Like, resing it is probably a mistake, but they'll have to trash 2 of their programs. And we can't afford this turn, so let's just get this into a new remote. Because we want this on the table anyways, right? So we don't lose. We can power shutdown for 3. Which I'll trash this. Which is not that bad. Right? Because then they can't deal with that 1 archer we already threw out. But yeah, Sneak Door here does nothing. And then they can't siphon us, right? Is this okay? I think this is okay. Power shutdown for 3. It's likely that they're running another killer, like a Fem or another Mongoose, so it's actually might not be the best. They have enough money to install all that stuff anyways. If we draw again, we have an agenda in our hand, it's going to suck. So I think the best play is to put this on R&D just so we don't lose to that. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna matter that much unless they install like a fairy. Look, they also could be running fairy, right? Maybe if they play an inti, if they play an inti, that's good. I don't think they would play an inti considering they paid already 5 influence for the 2 fractors that we killed. That's a bummer. 10 influence Leela. So a proper run on archives, so we do have to pop this, otherwise things would have been bad. So we're gonna pull that back. What else do we want? Arc Lockdown's useless. Consulting's not that good. It's mostly for preemptive and other stuff. Money is good. We have 2 more power shutdown in the deck, which might be absurd. Let's just take more money. In theory, we had a Lancelot in hand. Like, this Galahad gets really good. But we're only running 2 of each Grail. Sneak Door coming in. Nothing here to see. If we install an agenda in there and advance and not advance it, like if we only have, okay, so there's 3 more agendas in our deck that will help us win. Or actually 5, because we have food, but we can't afford the food. The running here, and I think we're just going to end the run. I wish we could show something more with this. Even 2 net damage would probably do a lot of work, considering we have Arc Lockdown in hand, and if we get like siphons out of the game, that's pretty sweet, or inside jobs, that's also pretty sweet, just because we have to respect same old thing. And daily cast on the table, please give us a, that's not what we wanted. I don't think there's anything better to do to take credits. Right? Like R&D is safe, and we just don't have enough money to do this, so in theory, that's fine. We can credit. And the next turn, we might actually be able to surprise them with a bulwark. We might be able to surprise them with a bulwark. Because if they hit this, they have to trash a program. I imagine they just trash. Like all of them are bad. Like the sneak door, you need considering they can't get through the spider web. And they have so many cards. What's the chance they're also running Levy? Caddy is good. But again, if they don't have an answer to Fractor, it's not gonna matter that much. And the fact that they're just sneak dooring means that they probably don't have that much else to do. And they access the arc lockdown, it's okay. In terms of barriers, I think all we have besides this bulwark and besides all the other barriers, I think we have a 2 changeling, which is fine. If they want to inside job this, like siphon inside job, we need 6 plus 11, 6 plus 5, right? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we need 11 credits, which is tenable. We're almost there. They threw it in MK Ultra. Man, they're spending so much influence on breakers. I think we arc lock down that, just in case, so that we can stack. And they're running this too. They spent all their influence on breakers, and breakers that we can actually remove. This is good. This is a lot of money. We're not running good code gates, but I think we want to get rid of the MK Ultra, so let's put this down. Let's put this on archives, and let's lock down the MK Ultra. So that's probably their extra killer. Wow, they're running the whole suite. That's pretty impressive. Like that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 influence. 8, 9 influence just on breakers. 10, 11 on Sephir. They're probably not running Rebirth. We haven't seen any multi-access, which seems like a goof. I guess gang signs technically they're multi-access. They also might be playing things that they're running gang sign. They might be playing Fisk Investment Seminar, which can be rough. Can be pretty rough. Yo, please run archives. You are. Oh, that's not good. So we're gonna res this. They can't deal with it, so it's actually gonna proper fire. So the runner trashes one of the program. It's their choice. So they have to trash something. We gave him a bad pub, but I don't think it's actually gonna matter that much. So they got to choose one of these to trash. I think you trash the sneak door now. 100% trash the sneak door now because like HQ seems pretty safe. You gotta trash something. Fire. I did. I don't think it's automatic. I don't think it's automated. Oh, nice. Okay, so gain 2 and end the run. They got a tag. Not a problem with Aaron Moran, but we also stuffed their dirty laundry. Again, not that big of a deal. John Mastinori is so good with Aaron Moran. I think Aaron Moran's a bit crazy. What a good card. Yeah. It's a pretty nuts card. HQ interface on the table. That's not actually going to matter that much if we can actually score agendas. And you can't inside job sneak door. Not like they have a sneak door. And they can't inside job this. They could feint this, but also that doesn't matter. Yeah, so things are looking okay. Like, we can play pretty slowly. We can also power shut down for 3, which means they can't break sentries, which seems okay. I don't want to do that. I don't want to draw. Just play super slow. Take credits. Make sure we have the 11 to score this, because, oh, they can't break this, can they? No, they can't siphon us. What was I thinking? I said that before, right? Make sure we have 11 credits. That's goofy. They also didn't fire Sit for once this game. Don't know why. Like, they should have been. They could be saving 2 credits a run when they broke this. And that's the thing, is they had Siffer. This card sucks. It's like 3 to break. And they have a bad pub, so it's 2 to break, basically. Symmetrical Visage? I guess I have nothing better to do. I think we actually locked them out. And if we put this in, this doesn't help us win, so I'm actually not that interested in playing it, because then that's another bounce and more Iron Moron counters. And there's nothing that we really want to remove from the game that isn't already out of the game. Let's draw once. That won't do it. And we can throw out something that we don't need. We're not going to res an Archer. Yeah, because with Siffer it's pretty crap. And we can make this a Sentry, so we can also do double Sentry into Barrier, which in case, like, I don't know what we can possibly lose to here. They could, in theory, play that Current and then Blackmail. That Current that gives you bad pub. Like, that's the only thing. There's also that, what is it, that government investigation, or I forget what it's called, where they bypass a piece of ice after we guess incorrectly how much money they've spent. Not a side game, for what it's worth. Totally not a side game. Entirely different. Temujin probably on that remote. Oh, on HQ. What the heck? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Why'd you do that? That scares me. What's the chance they just drop an Overmind? What's the chance that they just drop Overmind? Like they fem this and then run HQ? C2 cards? It's possible. It makes me want to put, but if they fem, they can also break sentries. So it makes me want to put another barrier on HQ. Let's draw once. That's not gonna do it. Let's put this, and let's put this on HQ. What's the chance they have like an Aurora or something? The fact that we're also not drawing agendas is nuts, considering there's 11 in this deck. Oh, I guess we did draw one, but that one doesn't really help us win. Took Maddie from Caddy. HQ interface. What do you got? Do you have a way to access HQ? I don't think you do. Wormhole. No, thanks. We could draw aggressively with Jackson Howard. I think that's worth doing. Draw 2. That's the one we needed, but we can score this turn. I feel somehow like R&D is safer than HQ, even though this seems like it's totally on lock. Like, what's it? They probably don't have another breaker, do they? Okay, well, we'll throw this out. We'll immediately use this, just so that we don't lose to any shenanigans. We don't want any shenanigans at this point. This game's been going on for a while. Let's get that back, because that's money. And then let's get, Beanstalk's probably enough money. They're just loading up. 33 credits. Don't know what they can do. Still, Overmind would be a problem. We don't have any good AI hate in this deck besides a single Bulwark, which is kind of dubious if you include that as AI hate. Like, the AI hate on this thing just seems like on accident. If they drop an Overmind inside job this, they can get through. But they're going to be able to get through doing that no matter what we do. So let's just see if we can do this. It took so long to find this agenda. Let's go. Do we have it? I don't know. I'm really worried that they have like a fem or something. Hernando Cortez. They're going to put a breaker down. What do they have? Oh, they're charging this. Okay. Seems good. So this is going to cost us extra per subroutine. It only has 1 subroutine on it. And I don't think, did Hernando make us pay for that? Corpus spent the number of subroutines on that is ice. So it's only 1. 2 subs, doesn't matter. And this one, mind you, is actually going to matter. Because this is going to do 2 net damage. So this one totally fires. And got rid of useless cards, and then it's going to end the run. I think that's GG. It just took us too long to find the game. Ah, good game. And they left. Wow, that was a grind out, and we actually got them pretty good. I'm really impressed that they spent so much influence on just breakers. Like, that's pretty hilarious. And then power shutdown seems pretty good. If you're not running like a low strength hardware or low cost hardware program, power shutdown's actually really, really good. As long as we're running like preemptive and Jackson Howard, we can fire it with impunity a lot of the times, and that's pretty sweet. Underway renovation. This is a three of, and it didn't do anything just because we drew it too late. But imagine we got that a bit faster, and we just put it behind like end the run sentry or what have you, and just started advancing it. Like criminals have a problem with that. Um, Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. There's videos every weekday and live streaming Thursday evenings. Ciao.